We're back after a break for a few weeks with another edition of Sundays with Serby. This week, New York Post sports columnist Steve Serby caught up with the first-year Mets manager Carlos Mendoza. And now, let's catch up with Steve, who was back fresh from Vegas. He was covering the Super Bowl, having a good time out there, right, Steve? That's what I heard. I heard you having a good time out there.
Well, a good time if you consider most work and little play.
Well, that is the life of a journalist at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't want to complain. I'm not complaining.
I know you're
not complaining.
Yeah.
But the pool was closed. Temperatures were in the 40s, and I didn't spend much time outdoors. Spent a lot of time in team hotels talking to the 49ers and Chiefs. And then I got the damn pick wrong. I had the 49ers.
Damn. That's just a shame. What a shame. What a shame. All the picks all years and you don't do it. But you know what you don't get wrong? Q&As each week. You don't get that wrong. And Steve, from reading your Q&A with Carlos Mendoza, the Mets manager, seems very confident that he will get the job done. Why does he believe that he will be successful in Flushing?
Well, Carlos Mendoza is a guy who spent 13 years in the minor leagues, came to this country when he was from Venezuela, when he was 16 years old, didn't know the language, learned the language and learned it very well. He's a guy who believes in building relationships and a culture of trust. And he believes he's the man for that job, as David Stearns and Steve Cohen believe he's the man for that job. He cut his teeth as a bench coach under Aaron Boone for the last 6 years. He has a knowledge of the game. He has a feel for the game in the dugout. And his deal is getting these guys to pull in the same direction, respect one another, respect the game. No rules for Mendoza. He prefers to call them standards of excellence that he hopes to build. Now, he knows that Rome wasn't built in a day. Flushing wasn't built in a day either. So, but this is a guy who's comfortable in his own skin. I was very impressed chatting with him over the phone, and I think he gets it. He's a guy that gets it, and I think he's going to do well. Maybe not immediately, but he'll do well.
All right, confident he'll do well. Mets fans definitely are hoping for that, and that starts with 2024 for the Metropolitans. So speaking of this season, the 2024 season, Steve, how does Mendoza feel about the projected lineup and starting rotation with this ball club, and does he believe that the Mets can be competitive in 2024?
162-0 is his prediction. No, just kidding. Look, a year ago at this time, the Mets trotted out the two aging pitchers, right? Verlander and Scherzer, and hopes were high for a world championship with Buck Showalter. And look what's happened a year later. But Mendoza is confident in the lineup, even though it's a tad early. He's confident in the rotation, even though they could use another arm or two. He's confident in the bullpen. He thinks they've got depth and options. He likes the team defense with Lindor and Bader now in center field, and Nimmo, and he likes the team speed. But look, the Mets are 0-0. Mendoza has not lost the game yet. He can say all these things. He wants to build confidence in the players. He's listening to them tell him how good they are, and he's telling them how good they are or how good he thinks they can be. Look, what do you expect from a first-year rookie manager with the Mets than to wear blue and orange colored glasses in spring training? Most people have the Mets as an 80, 82, 83 win team, but Mendoza's not promising a championship in 2024, nor should he. But the Mets can be a competitive team. I believe it. He believes it. I believe it after talking to him especially. But as you know, Dex, so many things can happen. So many things have happened to the Mets over the years.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, look, I think the guy gets it. I think the guy knows what he wants. And I think he'll be very well received by Mets players who should be hungry to redeem themselves for what happened a year ago.
Yeah, Mets players definitely should, but you're right. It's 0-0 right now for Mendoza and the Mets. Still a long way to go. We'll see how the Mets do in 2024 under new manager Carlos Mendoza. If you want to learn more about Mendoza, check out Steve's Q&A with the new Mets manager up on NewYorkPost.com. Steve, good to have you back. Glad you're refreshed from your trip to Vegas, and baseball season's right around the corner. So here we go.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Pitchers and catchers, full squad Monday for the Mets, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun watching the Mets try to crawl back from where they ended up a year ago.
Hey, we're going to see that. Steve, get your blue and orange glasses ready. We'll be waiting to see you wearing those. We'll see that soon.
Thank you, Dick.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.